Hello friends, welcome to Nabla online maths. In this video, we shall learn how to solve exponential equations, and I have an example on the board for us to go through. And the example says 4 exponent x minus 5 multiplying 2 exponent x plus 4 is equal to 0. To solve this type of exponential equations, first, remove the values containing the power. And you can see that from this equation, the values that contains the power x are 4 exponent x and 2 exponent x. So after removing the values that contains the power x, the next thing is convert the bigger base to look like the smaller base. You can see that here my base is 4 and here the base is 2. That means that I have to convert 4 into a multiples of 2. And 4 is now going to be 2 squared. 2 squared is the same thing as 4. Then I'll bring this power, which is x. So this one is the same thing as 4 exponent x. Then after this, I can switch these numbers because they are the powers and they are multiplying. So I can rewrite this one as 2 exponent x close bracket and write this 2 here. And you can see that this is the same thing as this, which is also the same thing as this. Now, here I have my 2 exponent x and here too is 2 exponent x. So I can now rewrite this equation using 2 exponent x. So now, 4 exponent x is now going to be 2 to the power x, close brackets, then 2. Then minus 5 into 2 exponent x plus 4 is equal to 0. This equation is the same thing as this, just that we are just manipulating it to get 2 exponent x. Then after this, you now let 2 exponent x to be equal to a variable. So I can say that let 2 exponent x to be equal to y. And from this point, you go back to this equation. Wherever you see 2 exponent x, you substitute y there. So here I can now take this and write y. And I have my y to the power 2 minus 5. 2 exponent x, that one is the same as y, plus 4 is equal to 0. Then after this equation is now a quadratic equation. Then you use the method that we normally use to solve quadratic equations to find your values of y here. So I'm going to use the product and sum method. And the product and sum method, what it means is to first you find your product, and your product is the number that is here multiplying this particular number. So my product here will be, there is 1 here, 1 times 4 is 4. And my sum is going to be the number that is multiplied with y. That is the coefficient of y in this equation, is what we call the sum value. And you can see that here is minus what? 5. So you now get factors. That 2 factors, when you multiply them, you will get the product. And when you add them, you will get the sum. So you see that the 2 numbers that we can use to multiply and get 4, and when we add, we get minus 5. The factors are going to be minus 1 and minus what? 4. Because minus 1 times minus 4 is positive 4. And minus 1 minus 4 is minus 5. So these are the factors for this quadratic equation. I can now write this by saying that y squared, y times minus 1, that will be minus y. Y times minus 4, that will be minus 4y. Plus this 4 is equal to 0. You see that minus y minus 4y is the same thing as this minus 5y. We are doing it this way because we want to get 4 terms so that we can group them and factorize. So you can see that here, if I'll take this 2 and factorize, take this 2 and factorize. So if I take y squared minus y, the common factor here is going to be y. So if I bring y outside, I have to write my y here. Y times y is y squared. But here will be minus 1, meaning y times minus 1 is minus y. Then here, I'll take minus 4 outside and write y. You know, minus 4 times y is minus 4y. And here will be minus 1. Minus 4 times minus 1 is plus 4, or positive 4. And this is equal to 0. And after this, you can see that those inside the brackets, they are the same. So since they are the same, you pick one of them. That means that I will have y minus 1. Then you will now pick the values outside the brackets. So here there is y here, and here there is minus 4. You pick them and put them in brackets like this, which is equal to 0. Then after this, you now split these factors into it to be equal to 0. So I have y minus 1 to be equal to 0, or y minus 4 to be equal to 0. Then here, if I send minus 1 to the right hand side, it will be positive 1. And here, if I send minus 4 to the other side, it will be positive 4. So meaning the values of y here are 1 and 4. But we are not going to find, or we are not asked to find these values. We are asked to solve for x. But these values will help us to solve for x. I can continue by saying that, but 2 to the power x is equal to 1. I'm coming back to this particular point. So I can now say that when y is equal to 1, it means that 2 to the power x will be equals to 1. I'll take y and write this one there. And here, I can write this by saying that 2 exponent x is equal to 2 to the power 0. Because any non-zero number to the power 0 is equal to 1. So 2 to the power 0 is equal to 1, which is the same thing as this. I'm doing this because I want the bases to be the same. So if this base is equal to this base, it means that the powers too are the same. So that means that here x will be equal to 0. Then we'll use this value to find x. So I can say when y is equal to 4, then 2 exponent x is equal to 4. I can write this one by saying that 2 to the power x is equal to 2 squared, because 2 squared is the same thing as 4. So if the bases here are the same, it means that the exponents too are also what? The same. That means that x will be equal to 2. And you can see that here the value of x is 0, and here the value of x is 2. Then we will now use these things as our answers for this particular equation. Therefore, x is equal to 0, or x is equal to 2. So this is the solution set for this particular exponential equation. Thank you for watching this video. If this is your first time of watching, please kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel, Nabla Online Maths, so that you will be notified anytime a new video is being uploaded. You can also share my Facebook post for others to watch and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you once again and have a nice day. Bye bye.